Hi, everybody. Dan Illman, Mike Beer, the DRF race of the day for Sunday, October the 25th, race number 9 at Santa Anita. Let's throw up the field for the Grade 2 Goldikova Stakes. We're going a mile on the turf. $200,000 is the purse. This race for fillies and mares, and you can download free formulator past performances for this race on the Race of the Day event page at DRF.com. Access them, handicap along with us. I certainly think they got the right two favorites on the morning line. Maxim Rate and Raimundo's Secret, they share top billing in this race.
It really does seem that way, Dan. Unfortunately, or not, you just sort of wound up with two horses at short prices who, fairly stand out in this field. It doesn't mean that they have to win or one of them has to win this race, but it sort of feels like it's probably going to play out that way.
Let's throw up the Timeform US pace projector for this race going a mile. Now, Raimundo's Secret last time out was able to get to a nice, easy, uncontested win. And voila, she was a winner. She is projected to make the lead again. I think she might have to go a little bit faster, but she doesn't have to go as far.
Yeah, it does feel like the cutting back to a mile could help her. Not that, the 9 furlongs was too far last time, but it helped that she just got absolutely loose on the lead. It does sort of feel like she's probably at her best, Dan, when she can make the front early on in her races. But listen, 2 starts back off the layoff. She didn't make the lead that day, and it was no problem for her.
I think the number 1 Hang a Star can be a little bit closer to the lead than where Timeform US has placed her. It all depends on how she handles the turf, but she's stretching out off a race going 6.5 furlongs on the main track. She seems to be working swiftly, so she should be on her toes when she leaves the stalls. Did you see enough turf in this pedigree to get you excited?
I mean, not really. I don't necessarily mind the Tapizars on the turf, but I don't know. I didn't really see a ton of turf pedigree here, or at least not enough to make me feel like she was really going to move up with this surface switch. And it does feel like she's going to have to move up. I'd also be at least a little worried about distance with her, Dan. She does feel like more of a sprinting type of filly right now.
Maxim Rate was a graded stakes winner at 3. She's come back rolling at 4 for Simon Callahan, and distance doesn't seem to be an issue. She won at a mile 3 starts back. She won at a mile and 3/8 2 starts back, and she ran really well in the Rodeo Drive behind Breeders' Cup filly and mare turf-bound Mucho Unusual. Let's watch that race right now at a mile and a quarter. All in all, Maxim Rate had a very nice trip, although Mucho Unusual controlled the pace from the start. She's on the outside now in second, and she's going to hold the place behind Mucho Unusual. Solid effort, solid speed figure, and again, distance not an issue.
Yeah, and I feel like the fact that she does get a distance of ground now might be, more than anything else, is what points you to think that she's really improved as a 4-year-old, Dan, because to be honest with you, last year, I felt like distance was a real problem for her, and it feels like it's not anymore. So that's a good thing for her. She has really nice tactical speed. I can see her getting a trip in this race like she got 3 starts back when she won that allowance race, just sort of settled off the pace on the inside and then had the best finish in there. She's clearly a major player in this race.
Let's watch Raimundo's Secret's last race. She's 2 for 2 now under the tutelage of Phil D'Amato, and she just went right to the front and had an easy lead, an easy trip in the maybe. She's on a big lead turning into the stretch, and that is a quality closer in Southern California, Mike. Lady Prancelot's going to make this close at the wire. If Lady Prancelot was in this race, she'd be one of the major contenders. Raimundo's Secret got the right trip. She might get the right trip again.
Yeah, that's what sort of leads you to think that she's going to be tough to beat in here, because it just looks like she's going to make the lead again. And listen, obviously, yes, she beat a good horse last time. The pace had a lot to do with that win. I mean, this horse was absolutely loose 2 steps out of the gate, and Flavien Prat had a big hold on her too. It's not like she had to go fast to make the lead. So, I mean, she took advantage a little bit last year in that last race, Dan, but then when you start picking apart her form overall right from the start of her career, I mean, it's not like there's, any bad races on her card. This is her distance. She looks like she's going to be in front again. And it just so happens that she's pretty good as well.
We've seen it time and time again. Horses from the East Coast come over and make hay in turf races in Southern California. We've seen Chad Brown do it. Well, here's Jorge Abreu, a former Chad Brown assistant, and he has Atomic Blonde in the 3rd start of the form cycle. He easily could have remained in New York and run in the Athenia on Sunday against Sweet By and By, who finished ahead of her in the Noble Damsel last time out. They're going to ship out here, and she was up close to a pretty fast pace last time.
Yeah, I think that would be the thing that, might lead you to think that she could maybe take the step forward that she needs to take to be competitive here, Dan. She did run a relatively fast race back in January at Gulfstream Park, so she has that going for her. And then last time, not that she was, ever looked like she was going to win the Noble Damsel last time, but that was a really fast pace, and she was relatively close to it, so that could be an excuse for her. I thought that, she was mildly interesting. This is a race that doesn't really have that many interesting long shots, Dan, and she could be the right one.
Z dropped the number 5, another horse going third off the layoff, but perhaps Raimundo's Secret has this one's number. Last time out in the maybe, sat the pocket, really couldn't make up any meaningful ground. Last time, 2 starts back, decent late rally, and I think that's probably her better game where you take her back and allow her to make one run. I just wonder if she's a bit class compromised here.
I thought she might be, and obviously the trip could, work against her as well, because if you're right and she wants to be taken back and make one run, that is not going to help her if Raimundo's Secret gets loose on the lead again.
Intriguing European invader is the number 6, Silver File, adding Lasix for the first time for trainer Leonard Powell. We talk about European racing, and we figure that the upper echelon of European racing, it's in France, it's in England and Ireland, and then the second tier is probably Italy and Germany. So I'm not sure what Silverfile was beating in Italy. Again, Lasix is on. It's sort of an interesting spot where maybe she can get a piece at a price.
Yeah, I can see that happening. It's not like, you're going to be blown away by her form over there. She's run fine, was competitive in a Group 3 last time, I suppose. But you're also, dealing with a filly who's 4 years old now. She's run 18 times already, so it's not like there's a ton of upside here. And it feels like she probably is going to have to improve to beat these horses.
I think you can make a case for Tonahatu's most recent race, and that the 1.25 miles is just probably a little bit too far for her. She did sit a nice trip sitting off a moderate pace. Mucho Unusual, a better horse, kicked away from her. 2 starts back, non-winners at 2 other than. She's supposed to beat that field. She did. She has been good since being claimed by Doug O'Neill. I think she's a solid middle distance horse, and I don't think she's out of it if she gets the right trip, and she has the tactical speed to get the right trip.
She certainly does. I respect the fact that she's improved since Doug O'Neill claimed her. I guess the one sticking point with me, Dan, was that first start off the claim for O'Neill when Maxim Rate beat her, because this horse got a very, very good trip in that race, and she was ahead of Maxim Rate throughout the running of that race. She got clear in the stretch. And she was really no match. I mean, it was a half length at the end, but she was really no match for Maxim Rate that day.
Let's take a look at our top selections for the Grade 2 Goldikova, your Sunday race of the day. We got the favorites, just different ones. Raimundo's Secret might be very, very tough to catch. I think she has a little bit more upside potential than Maxim Rate. I like Maxim Rate's grit and determination, and I don't think she's going to let Raimundo's Secret get too far away.
That's probably right. I mean, I didn't have the easiest time separating them, Dan. I suppose I could have gone either way for a top pick. I just feel like Raimundo's Secret is going to make the lead in here, and that could be a pretty big advantage.
3-2-4-5 for Mike, 2-3-5-4 for me. It's the Grade 2 Goldikova Stakes. It's your Sunday DRF race of the day from the great race place, Santa Anita. Best of luck.